Here we are in SnowRunner. Off to do another pickup and delivery. In the snow this time. It's been a little while since I've been in the snow. I must admit I'm not a fan of it. It's okay. It's definitely a lot harder than like the mud side. In the mud side you do get a lot of dry tracks and then a bit of mud thrown in here and there, whereas in the snow it's pretty much like being in the mud everywhere. So it is a lot harder. But then again, I mean, it's no big deal really, I suppose. Just a bit more challenging. Definitely takes a bit longer. Then you get those rocks that stick out of nowhere. These parts aren't too bad. I mean, this is quite easy, but they do throw in some snow drifts here and there that take a bit of getting out of, mainly time-wise. Correctly, I think this mission is actually clearing a road, a landslide that blocks a lot of roads. Usually when I start in an area, once I've opened it up, I like to do tasks that actually make following tasks easier. So opening blocked roads and opening warehouses, that kind of thing. This ice can be very nasty too. Quite often looks okay, but can just disappear under you. Usually that only seems to happen once the whole truck is on the loose ice, so it makes getting out quite difficult and very slow. The tracks are a bit harder to see on the snow and ice as well. So because you do a lot of missions, it's hard to remember the various tracks across the ice. Usually you start to remember after you've just about finished with this section. These maps, I should say. This truck is the Azov. It's a 614, but definitely one of the regulars. It's a great vehicle. This one's a mod truck, but not too sure. If this truck doesn't make a lot of difference. edited that out. Tried to go a different way and it was just a fail. It was only a short section where I tried to go into that car park, so no biggie. It just gets hard trying to keep these clips down to a reasonable length, which isn't easy. Especially with this in the snow scenario. Tasks take a lot longer than compared to a dirt and mud section. Quick check of the map. It is so important to understand where you have to go. Check the map regularly. Sometimes you think you know where you have to go and check the map and you're miles away. Which is no big deal time-wise, but fuel often comes into play depending on how far you have to go, whether you've got enough fuel to get back or to a service station. Making the best out of some actual tarmac. This section's not too bad, but there are some sections that are very loose and very icy. But there's a good choice of tyres in this game, so for snow sections and snow areas, you have a choice of either chained tyres or the ones I have on these, which actually are studded spikes. Another detour. There are also a lot of sections in the game that are not repairable, so you can't clear a road, and the only way is through these detours. Makes it interesting though. Tarmac road might be easy, but it's nothing special to look at. The visuals just never get old. It's always amazing when you go into a new map. seems like a long distance you have to drive, but time-wise it doesn't take you that long at all. Considering the speed you're doing off-road, so you're going relatively slow. Just coming down to a warehouse. Some cargo. You definitely have to always be checking that map. Cargo on board. So many variations in this game. Choices of trucks and trays. So many different types of cargo. The options are endless. I like to mix it up a bit with trucks that I choose for different tasks. You could just have pretty much just a couple of trucks to use for everything, just by changing the frame add-ons, whether you have a tray or a turntable. But I like to try different trucks. Sometimes you try one that's a real gem and one that you continue to use. Other times you try a truck that you sell as soon as the task is over because it's just not that good. They definitely spread the tasks apart, so generally you do find that you have to pick up on one side of the map and the tasks on the other side. Sometimes you have to transfer stuff from across two maps. But at the end of the day, say, it's a game about driving, so that's what you do. Logistics do come into play as well, trying to work out what truck's going to be the most suitable. There are different sized trucks and many have different fuel capacities, or some have the ability to carry spare fuel. So you do have to work out exactly what is the best to use for the task at hand. These off-road tyres are definitely not that good on tarmac. It's quite easy just to slide out on some of these corners. They tend not to go too fast. Some sections you could go a lot quicker, but in the reality of things, in an actual situation, you just wouldn't be driving that fast in these sorts of conditions. So I like to keep it as realistic as possible. Another quick check of the map. You can never check the map too many times. Sometimes I can check the map, get back in the truck. I've forgotten already. Check it again, just to be sure. They have done such a great job with this game. Back into the tracks. These places must be some really tough conditions for actual living. It just never gets old. Yeah, the problem I find with this, as you can see, a bit of damage there. The ice definitely causes a lot more damage to the vehicle as compared to the mud scenario. There's chunks of ice breaking off and hitting bits of the truck underneath is not good. When you can. Getting a lot closer to the destination now. Haven't even had to use the winch once. That is something that you do use regularly. Too far away now. Must be just up here. Quick check. It's always funny with the very rough off-road sections. When you're planning, you look at the map and go, oh yeah, that looks like a good route to take. But in actual fact, when you look at the road you've got to drive on, it's a nightmare. Maps are very deceiving in this game. Accurate, but here we are, we've arrived at the destination. Quick unload, and the problem's gone. This will definitely help in some of the upcoming tasks. grasp on having to due to around these sorts of things. These sorts of trucks aren't too bad, but when you get a long semi, it's definitely a lot harder off-road. Just taking in the sides now. And that's about it. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.